What's good, guys? It's TSG. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the Illuvium Dev Blog of May, and we're just going to go through some of the details in there. For those of you guys that haven't read it, I'm going to somewhat read it, somewhat summarize it, and just go through the information there. There's a lot of big stuff, and I just want to get straight into it. Before we get started with this video, though, I want to tell you guys that myself and Scariox actually have a $1,000 giveaway going on right now on our Augment Clips channel. I'm going to link that in the description down below, and it's a competition where for the month of June, we're going to be hiding one alluvial in one of the clips that we put out. And the first person that finds that alluvial is going to win $600. And for that, anyone that finds it after is going to go into a raffle to win $100 after that. So there's going to be an extra 4 winners. So $1,000 all up, and all you have to do is just watch our clips from the Augment Clip channel, again, in the description down below. Find it. You can either hit myself or Scariox in DMs with a screenshot or the URL and the timestamp, and that's going to count either way. But all right, let's get straight into the dev blog. So the first thing that we see looking at this blog is Flish. I think that's the name of it. They've been kind of putting out all of the tier zeros now, and honestly, man, they just look amazing. For the intro, he starts off with apologies for the delays. I'm assuming that's regarding the dev blog, but he was saying that May and June were incredibly busy with the land sale, and other activities that he's going to talk about. He said that he's super proud of everything that they've done in June. I'm considering it to be the most productive month that they've had. And then he goes on just to close off the intro saying that they're still looking to be the first AAA NFT game, and I think there's no doubt about that. I think that they're going to hit that. But all right, let's go into the actual details, the meat and potatoes of the devlog. So the biggest thing, obviously, is going to be the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. The biggest thing to notice here is that they've actually finished the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. It's not something that they've announced and now they're starting that process. Everything is now actually done, and it's on Unreal Engine 5 now, and they're just going ahead with. Something that I find very cool is this here, that the art style of Illuvium is vastly different to what you'll see out of most UE5 games. So yes, UE5 has this mega scanned asset library, which just seems like it's going to be the go-to for a lot of games. Whereas with Illuvium, they're building their own stylistic aesthetic. And that's not going to be something that you can kind of just go into that library and take. So they're still going to have to be building things. And I'm really excited because I think it's going to help Illuvium stand out in a way that the other UE5 games might, after a while, kind of feel the same. Whereas Illuvium's going to stand on its own and represent its own stylistic lane that I think is going to be very easy to notice and kind of realize, oh, this is an Illuvium product. All right, so over here, I'm going to be honest, I made a video about Unreal Engine 5, but I kind of focused on Nanite and Lumen. And here he says, while Nanite and Lumen will be a boost to the project, our main reason for upgrading were mostly the others. I'm not going to pretend like I know what these are. Temporal super resolution, world partition and 1 file per actor, IK rig and retargeter, motion wrapping, pose wrapping, warping, and full body auto IK. I'll be straight, I don't know what any of those things mean. So if anyone does, let me know in the comments below. I really want to get educated on it. I'll probably do some research after the fact as well, because obviously right now I'm just kind of relaying the message and not coming across as an expert. All right, so the second thing here now is talking about Illuvium Arena. So he's saying that there's been some complexities that were found, and it's set them back a little bit. Obviously, he's saying that with something that they're developing that hasn't been done to the level that they're doing it before, it is going to be very difficult, especially with a deterministic order battler. It's very hard to really build that from the ground up and make it perfect. It takes time. There's going to be 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of motions. And that's kind of what they're dealing with. And they're just trying to get it right and perfect for the community before they put it out in our hands. So for me, I don't mind them taking the time to really perfect it. The depth of the game that we're playing already is insane. And I know what they're going to be doing now is on another level. And you can see here some of the highlights that they're talking about. This is massive. Private Beta 2 should be ready soon, barring any unforeseen challenges. That's insane. So essentially, Private Beta 2 is going to have, like, I think, yeah, you can see here, they're talking about augments, checkpoints, hyper. I think they're kind of just building on that. So the private beta that we're playing now is just going to be refurbished and kind of brought to a whole nother level with a whole bunch more depth to it, which is going to make it way more fun than it already is. Also, private beta 2 is meant to include the Overworld, which from the people that I've spoken to that do have access to it, the common theme that I've been hearing from them is that we're not ready. Like, the community is not ready for the level of the Overworld. So I know that me as a content creator and just as a gamer in general, I am waiting for the overworld because I know that's where the fun is really, really going to be. Exploring, catching, having that auto battler experience, but in that overworld and getting into those instances. So I'm really, really excited for that. And I'm really hoping Private Beta 2 comes out by the end of June. I'm hoping for it. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, I'm hoping. Either June, July. I can't imagine it being past July, but let's have a look. Now this is another massive, massive detail. Finalization of over 100 new combat units. What that, I don't know exactly what that means. Does that mean that 100 combat units are going to be implemented in the new beta? I don't think so. I think they're going to kind of keep some for the actual open beta, trying to keep some kind of hidden away from us. And what does finalization actually mean? Does it mean that they're already done with everything, all the omegas, everything kind of designed? From what we've been seeing about the work with the Mammoth, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it just means that the modeling of all of those units regarding the size, the scale, things like that are all done. I could be very wrong, but the finalization of 100 new combat units definitely sounds very, very promising. Moving on to the overworld. Exactly. So the thing that I was just talking about. Our first beta for the overworld is nearly ready. There are some UI elements that we decided to upgrade to make the experience epic. Of course, they are trying to do more and change more to make it feel a bit better. So the delay, with this delay, it will be a little bit longer, but everyone is going to be much happier. I think that's fine. All right, so this is really cool. As such, we're releasing raw gameplay footage of a typical journey so we can see the rest for ourselves. I wonder when that's going to be. I've just read this as well. We may decide to release PB2 in 2 parts with Arena coming first. So with that in mind, now I'm kind of accepting it. I'm kind of coping with this as I'm reading through it. I feel like the probability is we're gonna get Arena first with augments and all those updates, checkpoints. I think checkpoints are massive. I really, really don't want to replay from wave 1 all the way to wave 10. I can't beat wave 10 anymore over and over again. I mean, it'd be cool to kind of just refresh it and try and get better there. I also hope that they go past wave 30 because I know you have Martini kind of cracking wave 30 and S-Judd every day, which is crazy. So seeing it go a bit further might be cool as well. But anyway, I am rambling. So Arena coming first and then Overworld coming second. So I'm hoping Arena maybe end of June and then Overworld July. This is just my speculation. There's nothing written here about it. I'm just kind of guessing here. All right, so let's go through the highlights of the Overworld. So Crimson Waste is done except for interaction bugs. Awesome. That is awesome. So Crimson Waste is obviously the one we've seen the most, and that is done. Pretty much. Let's say done. The design team reworked many UI elements. Cool. Sancta Mesa is closing on being complete. Yeah, we have seen so many leaks from Grant, and it's looking amazing. Shard Bluff Labyrinth, Crystal Shores are the only regions not blocked. Okay, so if we have, 7? That means 5 of them are all blocked. Abyssal Base and Brightland Steps are closing on the level finish of Crimson Waste. That's awesome. So that's, let's say if they're saying Crimson Waste is 99% done, 95% done, let's assume Abyssal Base and Brightland Steps of 70%, 80%, let's say that. So that's awesome. The plant physics system works for many plants. Yes, we've seen that. We've seen Grant jumping on some plants, and it's cool to see them wiggle. Again, it's just going to create some life in the actual environment. It's going to make you feel like you're really there, which is really, really important for that immersive feeling. The alluvial capture UI flow has been complete. Yeah, we saw that kind of, I forget what the word, the flow charts. I'm just going to call it a flow chart of how it's going to look when we go to capture an alluvial. And it looks really, really cool. If I can find it, I'll put it in the video. If I can't, I apologize. But yeah, no, that will be a really, really cool thing. And it looks like, when I look at it already, that dopamine is starting to hit. Like, I know what it's going to feel like when we catch an alluvial. When we find an alluvial, we beat him, and it gives us a chance to catch him. I'm really excited to, again, actually experience that and put that out on stream, put that on videos, and share that with you guys. Illuvium Zero. So, okay, a considerable art upgrade in Illuvium Zero is underway. Yes, we are aware of this. The game is ready for testing. We want to see it all in its glory. Awesome. While we upgrade the art, the dev and game design team are busy polishing. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so obviously the original plan was for Illuvium Zero to come out 4 weeks after the land sale. That has now been upgraded to 4 to 8 weeks. And I'm actually not sure how many weeks we are. I think it was the second So about 2 weeks. So we should have about 6 weeks, roughly give or take 6 weeks before we see Illuvium 0. So that might be coming out around the same time as Private Beta 2. I'm not sure, but let's have a look. So the highlights for Illuvium 0 is that the public alpha game, the game that we're going to have access to, the features have been implemented and tested. The graphics overhaul is in progress. We know that. Grant is going to just make sure that this is of the utmost top tier level of design. And there are some other things that I'm not actually sure, like the UI overhaul. Cool. That's absolutely cool. Economy data values implemented, round 1 testing. That's going to be cool. I don't actually know exactly what that means. I'm assuming it's to do with how prices are going to change. I don't know. Again, if anyone knows, educate me, please. SFX, music, VFX, absolutely. The ETE game client testing is in progress, including testing on multiple devices. I don't know what ETE game client is. I'm assuming it's going to be something to do with being on a mobile or a tablet or something like that. And the WebGL web environment E2. Yep. So they're just testing it to make sure that we are able to play it on our mobile, send out in the web browser and things like that. All right. So the Illuvidex, the version 1 of the Illuvidex is complete. Obviously, we needed that to get the land sale, which was a success. There were some minor bugs, but overall, it was good for a fast play. Yeah, so they've just recently announced, like maybe today or a couple days ago, that they're working with Mutable X on a bid and offer functionality, which is going to be awesome for those trying to build those mega cities, trying to kind of negotiate with those people that sniped their last plot that they needed. They updated the UI to include owned by and minted by. I think that's a really cool thing as well. And Illuvium region maps updated to include current owner, which is awesome. So you can actually see who owns what where. So regarding the land sale, he kind of mentions that he's super proud of the team that worked on the land sale. And I think that's an absolute given. They wanted to say that one of the goals that they had was to change the NFT space and its reputation about large sales like that is buggy, unsecured, filled with scams, and it's just a bad spot. Where what they did with the land sale, like he says, he understands it wasn't perfect, but he does recognize they did a very, very good job. And I think us as the public can recognize that too. It was clean. The Dutch auction did what it was supposed to do. There's no gas wars. Everyone didn't buy in at the top. They didn't FOMO. They got educated to buy it in about halfway through, which is fair. And he also mentions here that it showed everyone a glimpse of the immersion that they strive for. The interactive map, trying to figure out where to snipe things. Even I personally felt that myself. Like, it felt like we were actually there buying different types of land. Like we were in that universe trying to snipe in certain regions, trying to take it from someone else. Like it really felt like a tycoon game. And I think that was a really, really great way of immersing us in that universe without us really being in that universe. And the second thing that he mentions here is that they wanted to keep things secure and stable, which I think they did. They kind of mentioned that obviously when there's a big event like this, a lot of malicious actors kind of pop up, trying to bring everything down, trying to just game the system. But they prevented this with the systems that they had in place. And no one really got scammed, not that I'm aware of anyway. Most people had a very, very good time with it. And it was good for both the big guys and the little guys. And it gave everyone a pretty fair opportunity to do what they wanted to do in the land sale. The highlights for this, obviously, is Tranche 1, which is Sale 1, successfully sold out. And that was amazing. Again, honestly, mad props. Mad props to you guys for killing that one. The next thing that he mentions is the Illuvitars. And that's something that I'm super, super excited for. So this is all looking pretty crazy. We're looking at Illuvitars coming out soon. We're looking at Illuvium 0 coming out soon. Private Beta 2 with the upgrade for the Arena. The Overworld, it looks like a lot is happening. And I don't want to say it's coming super, super soon because I've said that the last couple of vlogs and things have been delayed. But I do want to let you guys know that it does look like a lot is happening. So regarding the Illuvitars, he mentions that the next sale event is deep in development. I've had the chat with Andrew. I don't know if you guys watched that interview. I'll link that here, where he talks about some of the things that he learned during the land sale and how he wants to change that for the Illuvitars. And it looks like Illuvitars, in my opinion, is going to be just as big, may be even bigger than the land sale, just based on the accessibility with the price. Whereas land, the average price was about $6,000. Illuvitars you can get at for free or close to free, which means everyone can get it. And it's not limited by numbers. It'll be limited by time. But I think the ability to customize it, we're going to have so much fun with it. It's just going to be a really, really, really fun. I feel like for those of us who thought the land sale was fun, Illuvitars is going to take it to a whole nother level. So coming down here, you're looking at the highlights. The audits are submitted and finalized. Review is underway, which is awesome. The backend team is furiously working on completing the bonding flow, which is essentially identical to Fusion. So it looks like they've already done it before, called Fusion, and they're kind of recreating it now for called bonding for the Illuvitar specifically. He's saying that the user experience is complete and they're just bringing the user interface up with it to make sure that they're both good, everything flows right, and everything is smooth. Okay, wow, this is super interesting. So the launch cinematic. So they're actually partnered with Glow Productions to create the launch cinematic, like the launch cinematic for the game. It looks like they're starting working on that now, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how far out they are from launching the game. He's saying that they might not even have it ready for open beta. So this seems like it's going to be a really big cinematic that they're going to push out when it comes out. And he also mentions in the highlight here that the asset handoff to Glow has already started. So they have the assets and they've already begun work on this. So that's going to be awesome. The next thing that he mentions here is the game launcher. He's saying that everyone was obviously focused on the land sale, acceptable. Now everyone's focused on Illuvitars, again, acceptable. He mentions that most of the betas is still just going to be standalone executables, which I don't think anyone really has a problem with for the time being. He mentions that the game launcher is a nice to have, not a must have. And again, I don't think anyone is complaining about that. We don't even need to look at the highlights. There's not much to say there. So for the general updates regarding the story, a new writer is going to join the team soon. Awesome. It really looks like they're really fleshing out this story, which I think is important for the lore, especially if they want to go for that movie, for that Avatar-esque type world building. If they want to go for a Netflix animation deal, anything like that, the story needs to be complete. Many more alluvial bios are completed. Awesome. Again, just adding onto that lore. Cinematic and motion comic story complete. Again, all of this is really good news. In-game dialogue for the Ranger and Drone continues. That's really cool. I think having that in-game dialogue for the Ranger and the Drone, it kind of just builds that connection with us and our characters that we're playing as. And it just kind of puts us, again, more into the world. Chapter Z, or the Illuvium 0 tutorial, is complete. Awesome. Again, everything is kind of leading towards Illuvium 0 coming out fairly soon. And to end it off here with a summary, he goes on talking about how the market is well down, and they're still confident in their abilities. We've heard the saying multiple times about how the greatest projects are built in the bear. And I believe that 100%. I think with the amount of leaks, I feel like as the lower the market goes, the more leaks we get from Grant and the team, just to inspire that confidence in us, to show that they're making massive progress and doing great work. He also says here that the land sale showed what they're capable of compared to the rest of DeFi. And the game beta shows how much further ahead they are than any other NFT game. And again, I can't really fault that at all. The land sale, smooth, fun. It's sold out. They did the marketing well. Not perfect, but very well. And the beta, the new patches, everything about it. There are small intricacies that I found even in the beta just today that I didn't notice yet. And I don't know how many people have noticed them, but there's small things that really show the thought that's gone into the game. And it's just, to me, it's a no-brainer that they are gonna take the entire space by storm when the actual game comes out. And here they kind of mentioned that they've never given set in stone deadlines or dates, and the people that put these dates out and estimates are definitely us as content creators and community members. So don't hold on to them like they are everything. It's more me talking to you guys and sharing what I'm hoping for than what they are saying themselves. And the final little thing that he kind of says here is that we feel that this is the only way to pull NFT gaming out of the current slump. Hundreds of other terrible games have done nothing to grow the space. We're going to make ours great, and we're going to release it as soon as we can and keep you up to date as we always have. And honestly, that's all we can really ask for from them. But anyway, so that was it. That, again, these videos always take way longer than I thought they were going to take. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the dev blog. I'm really excited. We have Illuvium 0 coming soon. We have Private Beta 2, the Arena, Private Beta 2, the Overworld coming soon. We have Illuvitars coming soon. There are so many things that are coming just around the corner. I'm not going to give an exact date. I'll say like just around the corner to get excited for. And like I said, before I let you guys go, again, if you've made it this far, make sure you check out the Augment Clips channel for that $1,000 giveaway. All you have to do is find an alluvial in one of the clips in the month of June. DM myself or Skyrox with it, and if you're the first person, you win 600, and if you're one of the others after fast, you go into the running to win $100 anyway. But anyway, thank you guys so much for kicking back and watching with me. Appreciate you all for being here. If you like this type of content, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.